You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
What's going on, everybody? This is The Objective Jerk, and I'm said jerk. How is everyone doing? I am doing pretty good myself, actually. I think I spoke a little bit about my spiritual journey, which, for those that liked that topic, congratulations, because I'm going to talk about it some more. For those that didn't, I'm sorry. I will talk about other things as time goes. You know, I'm not going to turn this into a Christian channel or a Catholic channel or anything like that. I don't think, anyway. But right now, I'm just, I just talk about what's going on with me, and this is what's going on, And it's pretty profound, and it's pretty exciting, and it's special to me, I think, or I know. But anyway, so I'm trying to remember what I said in the last podcast, but I found Catholicism, right? To me, I've been looking and searching. Things weren't working quite right. It just wasn't happening. It's almost like I was fighting it. Jesus was like, right here, dude. Right here. Here it is. Catholicism. Come on, man. And I would just still be like, well, let me see this. Let me check this out. And, it wouldn't work, And my depression and everything would still continue, And I've talked about it before, how I'd have like my manic bipolar type, I'd be really low and I'd be really high. And then when I was in my high space or my good space, I would just be like overwhelmed and just be like, oh my gosh, almost like I was on Adderall, you know what I mean? And I've never taken Adderall, so I don't know but from what I'm, told and everything. And it was kind of annoying to my wife and stuff sometimes, but I was happy because I felt good. And it's just nice to feel good and not be depressed and feel like crap. And so this time around, when a couple weeks ago, when it finally clicked and I began looking at Catholicism and learning about the church history and everything, and doing the prayers, and it's just I feel good, and I never got that giddy, annoyingly whatever, but I'm good, and this has happened a lot in the past where I would kind of feel good, and I would like, oh, you know what, I talk about like the hobbies I would do, and so I would be fully engaged in some hobby, but then it would phase out, it would die out, and I would get bored and I'd go right back to my depression and everything. And I was afraid that this was going to be one of those things. I was hopeful and I prayed about it, and I keep going, but here it is almost 3 weeks now, and usually those kind of giddy, deep whatever would last about a week. So here I'm 3 weeks in. I think it's about 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks maybe. And I still feel great. I'm praying every day, morning, evening, going to mass today. Today's Sunday, so I'll be going to mass again. And things are going pretty good, so far. I'm not baptized yet. I haven't taken communion or anything, so I'm not officially a Catholic, but I'm doing everything else that I can to be a Catholic until that point. So, I've been to mass a couple times with my kids or whatever, but last week so here is pretty hot and humid, right? And so I generally don't wear underwear. I go commando because it's just hot for me. I'm not built for this type of weather. But so for church, I wore underwear and I wore an undershirt, and I tried to dress as, because usually I just look like how I do now. I'm just a bum. And then, so I got that going on. I got some books in the mail. I just got done reading. Oh, it's gonna be backwards, I guess, on the thing, but it's Why Do You Believe in God? So Catholic conversations with skeptics and non-believers. I mean, it's not like a huge book. It's only like 200 pages, 240, 230 pages. But I read it all yesterday. Like it was interesting, entertaining, and informative. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed it a lot. Read that, reading the Bible, watching. Basically, everything on my YouTube is Catholic. You know, it's history. It's the SSPX. You know, tradition. It's I mean, just anything and everything about it, really. You know, and it's holding my interest, and it's like kind of fascinating. So I believe that I found my passion, because I've talked about it before, that I kind of felt like I never quite had passion for something. Yes, I liked music a lot, and yes, I played the drums, or I used to draw. There were certain things. I really liked mountain biking, and they would be, and I don't know, but it was nothing really that something that somebody's passionate about. They are passionate about it like their whole life. When they find it, that's all they do. That's all they talk about. You know what I mean? And you always hear like it's always good to find your passion, and I believe that. And I believe mine is Catholicism, and I love history, and so there's lots of things to immerse yourself into besides just the Bible. You know what I mean? So it's like you're reading the Bible, but you're getting kind of like, because I start to lose focus after like a half hour of reading or less, and when that starts to happen, I'll close it. I'll do something else. I'll whatever, and sometimes I'll come back to it or whatever. So, but that's kind of what's going on now, And I just prayed the rosary for the second time today. I didn't have a rosary that was like anatomically correct. Like it was missing some beads, like weren't right, because I got this little pamphlet. Hold on. So I just went to a Catholic store nearby and just got like just a basic set of rosary. When I ordered that book I talked about, Why Do You Believe in God and stuff like that. Oh, I know. I got that with another book, but I also got a Catholic book of prayers that has all the basic prayers, and so it's got the rosary and everything in here. So just to kind of help, educate myself. And I also have this little pamphlet that I don't remember where I got. I think my wife got this for me, but it's like a little piece of paper pamphlet that's made that to teach you how to pray the rosary. I had no idea that all the beads mean something and you say these prayers. I mean, you do a lot of praying. I just did it. So I did it yesterday, which was my first time, but it was me figuring it out, I was like, okay, looking, I got to do this. Okay, I got to go here. And then I was like, oh crap, I did it wrong. So I was really kind of figuring it out. So I didn't really pray it correctly yesterday. I mean, I did it, but it was ugly. I did it today and it was still ugly, but it was much more organized. And this book kind of helps too, because it has the rosary, or it has the mysteries, the different mysteries that you pray, which if you know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to go into detail about it, and so I went through and I prayed it all pretty good. I got like a Gregorian chant going on YouTube, just like really low in the background to drown out like dogs barking or any kind of whatever to distract me. And so I prayed it all the way through. I got done. I look at the video that I used for my Gregorian chant, and it was like 45 minutes. It took me 45 minutes to pray the rosary. I mean, a lot of that's just because I'm not sufficient. I don't have nothing memorized. I'm still reading the prayers and everything. But it didn't feel like that. It felt like 15, maybe 20 minutes. I got done and did everything, and then I went and looked, and I was like 45 minutes. I was like, whoa. I was just kind of like a little blown away by that. It totally felt like closer to 20 minutes. And I'm nowhere near being deep in thought in my prayer, because I'm just trying to memorize it. So trying to get it down. So because you're supposed to have certain things in mind, you're supposed to be thinking about, the, what do you call it? The mysteries. You're supposed to like be thinking about that as you're saying the prayer, but I'm still trying to learn the prayers and stuff. So I'm not doing a whole lot of really deep connection with, Jesus or the Mother Mary or anything like that, So I'm just kind of learning. So I assume, and I'm pretty sure as time goes on, the more I do it, the smoother it will go. And it'll probably take me about 20 minutes, I'm guessing. 25 minutes maybe or something. Who knows? But anyway, so that's what's kind of going on with me. So yeah, so that's me in a nutshell, basically, from the last podcast I did. I had a lot of downloads from somebody. Kind of makes me a little worried because it wasn't like, I don't know, it looks like somebody went in and downloaded a bunch of episodes, which is cool. Maybe they're like, oh, maybe they listen to an episode and they're like, oh, I kind of like this guy, and so they listen to some other ones. I hope that's what it is, but I don't know. I feel like maybe somebody watched something like, this guy's an idiot, and they're doing research to do like a hit piece. Not that I'm anybody that's worthy of getting a hit piece done, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to be a good Catholic and love everybody and not be so untrusting, and but it's it's going to take a while for me to get rid of my old habits, but yeah. And then let's see what else. Oh, so I kind of figured, or I picked, I spent one day just researching all the saints. This was last week or something, and so I'm kind of like, I mean, you can have more than one saint, I guess, but I'm kind of picking Dymphna. I think I talked about it before, right? Who's like the patron saint of, mental illness, depression, anxiety, all that stuff. But I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, well, isn't that just basically the devil? You know what I mean? Like all the depression and all that stuff is a demon on your shoulder. You know what I mean? So to speak. Anyway, I don't know. So, but I mean, I figure that's, I'm retired. There's no saint, the patron saint of retirement. Or maybe there is, but I just haven't found it yet. But, there's patron saints for soldiers, maybe like when I was a soldier traveling, this and that. But, like I have Benedict. I have just a small little pendant of Benedict, Saint Benedict, on my thing, because I guess he's one of the most popular ones. But anyway, but yeah, see, there's so much history and so much tradition in the Catholic Church that it's you can stay, you can watch. I mean, there's so many different things that keep you busy with it, which is great for me, like doing the rosary. You say Hail Mary 40 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 60 times, whatever. But my brain works good with structure, even if it's boring. You know what I mean? Like I have to have structure. That's why the military was actually good for me, and I see that now. At the time, maybe it was a little annoying, but I actually kind of excelled in the stupid, tedious things that other people hated. You know what I mean? Like I liked that I had to iron my uniform. This is before they changed the uniform, but I liked that I had to iron my uniform and polish my boots and everything, and they're to look good every day when you work the road. So like as an MP, so in the Army, you're an infantryman or you're a soldier first, right? And then you're whatever your MOS was. Well, for me, it was an MP. So, we would have a month of or more, but of working the road, so patrolling, working as like a police officer, right? And then you would have like a month of being at the company, just doing the normal routine, day-to-day things that you have to do. And then you have training, and then you go to the field and different stuff like that. So as and all of that kind of worked in my favor too, as always kind of there was always something to do, and it always kind of changed. You never got complacent, you know what I mean? And just when you're kind of getting tired of working shift work, working nights or whatever, working the road, you're getting rotated off to work at the company, and then it's it's a change of pace, and it's a different everything. So it was actually really good for me. I also, but like I said, the some of the small details was helpful for me. So like I said, granted, I was new, and a lot of the individuals in my platoon at the time, they were stop loss, so they were about to get out, but they ended up getting stop loss because of the war in Iraq. So they were just disgruntled. They didn't care. I get it, but so I get to the company, and they're all younger than me, actually, because I joined a little older. But, I'm the new guy, and I'm ironing my uniform, and I'm polishing my boots. And then I show up to roll call before, for formation, before you work your shift. And if you have an extra person, the squad leader would, pick the person that has the best uniform or whatever, and then he gets a day off, right? And so I think I talked about this before, but so I got that a few times. But then it got to the point where, okay, we can't keep letting the new guy have a day off. But at the same time, they can't just, the other guys had to step up, So it was like, I'm assuming the squad leader or whatever was like, hey, you guys need to step up your game a little bit with the uniforms, because the new guy is blowing you guys out of the water as far as the uniform, but he needs to work. He needs the experience. He needs the training. But it's, to not give him the day off because of his uniform, is not right either. So it's like, so then, slowly some people started kind of polishing, looking a little bit better, just enough to be like, okay, you're going to go home. And I would still get my days off sometimes, but I needed to work. I couldn't just not work and not get experience, But so little things like that do kind of are good for the way my brain works, I guess. So doing the rosary, as tedious as it might seem, it's structured, All the, not all the beads, but the big beads, they all mean you all do something. Except it's missing one right here, though. Usually there's like a pendant right here or something like that. But other than that, it's all good. So it helps me. But that's what's going on with me. So now I'm gonna have all my boys go to the mass with me today. What's funny though is like my wife, who she's Catholic. She grew up going to Catholic school, going to mass. She was baptized, receiving communion and all that kind of stuff. But she is kind of not interested right now. I think a lot of it is from her mother passing away and the way it happened and everything. So I think she's a little reluctant to give herself back to Jesus and immerse herself back into Catholicism and everything. But I'm gonna, that's one of my goals, is to get her back into it. But I'm not gonna force it. I'm gonna just kind of let her. So that's why I'm just, going to church with the kids. Get us baptized. Once I have the rosary down, I'm gonna start teaching the kids to pray the rosary. It's gonna have to be at night. I was thinking about doing it in the morning before school, but there's not gonna be enough time. But yeah, just kind of, I have like a little prayer corner for myself, and we have kind of like a remembrance, like all our family members that have passed, we have pictures and there's like a cross and stuff like that. But I want to make it a little nicer, a little more of a prayer. I can't think of the word right now, but you know, a little what they call a prayer corner or a prayer sanctuary, not sanctuary, but I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, so thinking about all that kind of stuff, but it's keeping me occupied, you know. I this whole time trying to find God and which religion was right. I found myself losing interest in movies and music, all the things I used to love. And I thought it was my depression and stuff, but I think now that it was actually God being like, dude, this is the crap that doesn't matter. This crap doesn't matter. This is not what truly matters. So it's like he gave me a blessing of losing interest in the things I used to love, which was the paganism in me. You know, my whole life I spent in the movies and music and all that kind of stuff. Where'd it get me? I mean, my life is great. I'm married with 3 boys. We're all healthy. We're all good, and I'm miserable. Like, what's that about? That's what the crap, you know? So obviously that's not working for me. So it wasn't so obvious to me at the time, and it took a minute for it to hit me and for it to come around, but it did, and I'm very happy that it did. I just gotta every day just keep trucking, keep praying, keep researching, keep learning, try to better myself, and try to share that with my kids and my wife and everything. So, but yeah, so that's all that's going with me. I just got a message from the wife. I got to do something, so I'm gonna cut it here. It's pretty close to my normal time anyway. So, thanks for listening. I appreciate you, and God bless. All right, bye. Hey, do me a favor, and however you're either listening or watching this, please give it a like or subscribe or follow or whatever, and then do me another favor and give me a little comment. Let me know what you think, or just a thumbs up, I guess. Whatever, it all helps. I appreciate it, and have a good one.